What's up, everyone? This is your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How is everyone doing today? I'm doing well myself. Um, I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, my Twitch stream wasn't working, so I'm not streaming on Twitch. I am streaming, of course, on Rumble and YouTube and on X. So it's unfortunate. I don't know what happened, but that's what happened. Sorry, just had to text something out real quick. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on. I don't know what happened. I went to do my normal stream and said it could not do anything, and then it wouldn't really let me like start and then try and relink. It just said you could either end the stream or you could continue without Twitch. So I opted to continue without Twitch. That's how it's gonna go. So, but I don't know what happened. So there's not much you can do. But anyways, that's why you'll see that this isn't on Twitch. But it is what it is. Oh, hold on. So we're gonna cover a few things. Nothing too crazy. Just again, I'm just trying to do some extra streams so I'm not doing just all about Trump. So if I gained a bunch of followings from Trump, it wouldn't be. I mean, it's not happening, of course. But if I did, it wouldn't be. Oh, this is all Trump and nothing more, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then when I come back, and then when I do something else, they're like, "Wait, I want to talk about Trump." Yeah. So I don't want to be typecast as just a Trumper, because I'm not. So, anyways, so we got a few things. We're going to talk about some interesting election interference, not about the current one, but about the previous one. Looks like Georgia has found some interesting things. It looks like the Biden administration itself is under investigation for election interference. Let's see. And then articles of impeachment have been filed against Biden based on the same thing that Trump did to Ukraine. They're using that against Biden. But this is, of course, for Israel, not Ukraine. Still, it's a dumb argument regardless. But, let's just see and find out. Then we got two dumb women who made some comments about dating. I'm not really sure what what they actually say. So it'll be a fresh reaction. I'm just going off of really the comments that I see the tweets are. So we'll see what happens. And then in interesting news in current times, Fani Willis has been the decision. The Georgia Court of Appeals have agreed on Wednesday to review the decision by the Supreme Court, the Superior Court, the judge in the 2020 election case that Fani Willis is overseeing, and her disqualifications. So we're going to check that out. And then we got a smattering of various unimportant, well, not really unimportant, but something that like you can really, there wasn't really a reason to type them all out. We're just gonna go over, just a few 4 random things, and then we'll call it good. It'll be done for today. May do a gaming stream later. I have that to the side. So without further ado, but before I get into anything, actually, make sure I gotta do some housekeeping. Make sure you follow me on X at officialwghost. That's the best way to find out when I go live. Rumble is home base. Also, you can find out when I go live, see my tweets, and also watch me live as well as I am streaming live on X. And of course, there's Rumble, rumble.com/withghost, youtube.com/@official. No, sorry, youtube.com/@withghost, a capital W, capital G. And then Twitch, although I'm not streaming currently, normally twitch.tv/officialwithghost. My gaming channel on Rumble is Gaming with Ghost, and on YouTube it's @official gaming with Ghost. So those are the various channels. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you do anything. First thing you do is give me a follow, and make sure you check out my morning shows where I do where I do follow the Trump trial. Currently, Michael Cohen is testifying. Looks like he got cross-examined by the defense today. So we'll see that. I will not be able to stream that live as I have things to do in the morning tomorrow. So I will be dropping a video, which I will probably do right after this, because I think at this point it's over. Let's see. What? Yeah, I think it's over at this point. So yeah, so I thought I'll probably do that real quick so I can get it done and get it loaded and get it ready to be sent out. So yeah. Anyways, let's get to it. Nope. All right. So this is the first thing. It looks like oh shoot, presentation. Other one. All right. So it looks like Georgia Election Board dumbfounded after finding out that 3,000 ballots were scanned twice in the 2020 election recounting in Fulton. The board has also revealed that 380,761 ballot images from the machines count were not available. Question: does Fulton County know why there are not 380,761 ballot images from Election Day? Answer: as with the investigators, we have not been able to apprise of these allegations. This is the first we're hearing it. General Counsel for the Secretary of State Office, Charlene McGowan, confirmed that Fulton County broke the law in their recount. Fulton County used improper procedures during the recount of the 2020 presidential contest in presidential contest. Despite this, the board refused to approve further investigation. Isn't that interesting? So they look like they're completely fucked up on a recount, and they're refusing to investigate further. And people wonder, why do we think, why do MAGA, Trump supporters, or anyone think that there could possibly have been some sort of election interference? It's so confusing to them. I guess they don't, how could they possibly think anything of any issue would have happened? Who knows? Who knows? But let's listen to what the board had to say. I had to clean out my thing. Discussing your wax.
Does the investigation confirm that there are missing ballot images?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know why 380,761 ballot images from Election Day machine count are not available?
We subpoenaed Fulton County for all of their ballot images. We received approximately 518,000 ballot images.
From Election Day?
Those are for the recount.
Those are from the recount, but we have no ballot images for 380,761 ballots from Election Day, correct?
What was subpoenaed was the ballot images for the recount, because that's what this case was about, not the Election Day.
Does Fulton County know why there are not 380,761 ballot images from Election Day?
As with the investigators, we have not been apprised of this allegation. This is the first I'm hearing about it. I have no idea what the basis of that allegation is, and so we would have to. We can't answer that at this time.
Would Fulton County agree that every vote should have a ballot image?
So there you go. You ever heard of this before? It's news to us. We don't know what's going on. All right. And then people want to be like, well, Trump's trying to interfere with the election in Georgia. Seems like he had some valid concerns, as it turns out. 4 years later, it turns out the guy had some valid concerns. Interesting. And we have no idea. Like, look, I'm not saying all 380 plus thousand votes would have been in favor of Trump, but I'm sure there was a good amount. There could have been a decent amount. There could have been a decent amount where it overturned the election, for all we know. Like, what is this? What's going on here? Thank you. But and people are just so shocked at why people would think that, hey, I don't think the election. I think the election was stolen. Here's the reason why, right here. And we had to wait 4 years to even hear about this. You know how fucking strange that is? Not only that, 3,000 of them have been were scanned twice. Now, they didn't specify whether it was for both candidates or one candidate in particular. Well, that's interesting. Isn't that concerning? And that's just what they found. So it is ridiculous. But, no, it's crazy for you to think even for a second that the election was unfair. It's very crazy of you to think that. How dare you, sir, think that? This is a joke. All right. In March 2021, Joe Biden signed an executive order focused on access to voting, directing, I don't even need these earphones, directing federal government agencies to bolster voter registering effort, facilitating mail-in voting applications for Americans, tackle misinformation, among other provisions. This order encapsulates the Democratic Party agenda, embedding numerous practice and implemented temporarily during the pandemic impacted 2020 election. 3 years later, the House GOP is now investigating the Biden administration after documents revealed that the White House has been coordinated with left-wing activists on voter registration. GOP lawmakers are growing increased worried that an executive order issued by Biden in 2021, which mandated that federal agencies develop voter registration plans with approved outside groups, will be unlawfully weaponized in November to bolster Democratic turnout. Report the Washington Examiner. The Biden administration has framed the unprecedented operation as nonpartisan, though internal documents show the government hosted a July 2021 order planning call that appeared to serve overwhelmingly as a platform for left-wing organizations to suggest sweeping election policy change. Biden's executive order is an overreach of the executive branch's constitutional authority and disregards the constitutional federalist election system. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer said in a statement to the Washington Examiner, the states set the time, manner, and place of their own elections, and this EO must be looked at seriously. A House Republican Conference Chairwoman Eliza Stefanik, Republican of New York, said the internal meeting notes reveal illegal coordination between the Biden administration and progressive activists to plot election interference, adding that lawmakers are investigating the 2021 election executive order to ensure our elections are free and fair. Stefanik is widely considered as in the running to be the former Donald Trump's vice president pick in 2024. According to a Real Clear Politics poll average, Trump leads Biden by roughly 1% point. To Republicans who have launched investigation into Facebook CEO Zuckerberg funding of progressive left groups, the lawmakers said helped tilt the 2020 election. For Democrats, the 2021 Biden bucks order is legally questionable. The order directs agencies to solicit and facilitate the approval of nonpartisan third-party organizations and state officials to provide voter registration services on agency premises. You know what we should have? Maybe some voter ID laws. I think a lot of our issues when it comes to the election would probably be mitigated by voter ID laws. Republican lawmakers and conservative legal scholars argue that the executive order is unconstitutional and disregards several federal regulations. Among these are the Anti-Deficit Act, which prohibits federal agencies from exceeding approved funding allocated by Congress, and the Hatch Act, which restricts government employees from participating in specific political endeavors. According to meeting notes obtained by the Conservative Heritage Foundation Oversight Project and Foundation for Government Accountability, man, that's a mouthful. Participants from activist organizations deliberated on various topics such as register illegal immigrants and incorporate voter registration as a prerequisite in federal law for public housing. The Oversight Project underscored in a recent memo its belief that the 2021 executive order is a partisan endeavor aimed at shaping future election outcomes by leveraging federal resources, infrastructure, and influence. Damn, it's hot as hell. All right, I'm fucking with something here. Okay. Let's see. Stuart Whitehouse, attorney who works for the Foundation of Government Accountability, said the touted proposal related to public housing is evidence of coordinated effort between the White House and left-wing activist group to target vulnerable populations determined to be likely Biden voters through the unlawful order. The housing proposal was mentioned at the 2021 meeting by Lauren Williamson, then employee at the left-wing demos think tank, who now works for the Southern Poverty Law Center. GOP lawmakers have said demos crafted a document in 2020 that ended up appearing nearly identical to Biden's order. Like other lawmakers, Representative Darrell Isaac, Republican of California, said the meeting notes revealed a coordinated and secretive effort by Biden to work with progressives to figure out a way to leverage federal resources and enhance Democratic political power. Earlier this week, the House GOP introduced the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility SAVE Act to prevent illegal immigrants and non-citizens from voting in federal elections. As you can imagine, Democrats have indicated they have no intention of supporting the bill. This really puts the border crisis in perspective, doesn't it? Yeah, the SAVE Act, the Safeguard. I think it also has something to do with voter ID as well. Let me double check that. Oh, delicious. Let's see. Oh yeah. So it requires proof of United States citizenship to register as an individual to vote in elections for federal office and for other purposes. The Democrats really seem to be against voter ID laws. I don't understand why. Everyone else doesn't. Why can't we? Like, why is it such a problem to have voter ID laws? It would eliminate a lot of the issues. You could eliminate a good amount of the implications that there was, that election was stolen or anything like that by having, people being that aren't able to vote found a way to somehow vote. Eliminate a lot of stuff. I really don't understand the Democrats' issue with voter ID laws, unless if you really want to go for it, odds are it's because they plan to use illegal immigrants to help boost their numbers in the polls. That's the only thing I can really think of, honestly. But maybe I'm just crazy. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. But I've never seen any issue why voter ID laws should be such heavy against. And the funny part is whenever you hear Democrats or people rally against voter ID laws, they just sound really fucking racist. They're like, well, black people aren't intelligent enough to figure out how to get a voter ID. I don't know if I'm alone here, but I think anyone who's not intelligent enough to be able to go and get the voter ID law to be able to vote shouldn't be voting. I don't know. And I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about everyone. If you're just too dumb to understand how to go to the DMV, prove that you're a citizen, and get a voter ID, or that's the only way you can register to vote, I really don't see why you should be voting, honestly. Anyways, so now we're back to trying to impeach Biden. It's not going to work, regardless. But it is funny that Republicans are trying to do to Biden what the Democrats did to Trump back when he blocked funding from Ukraine, and they tried to impeach him over it. I think that this is in his purview. I think it's in Biden's purview as president to withhold aid and all that. So I don't remember I remember the outcome, which was they didn't get impeached, but I don't remember. I really don't remember like what it turned out to be. But I think it's within purview to withhold aid, as the president is the sole negotiating power. He can get the aid from the funds to aid them, but he could always withhold it. I don't see why not. Although it is hilarious karmatic justice, I don't think this is something we should be going on. And it probably has a little more to do with the Jewish lobbying group trying to use their influence to have politicians lobby for them and get funding back towards Israel so they can continue with their attempt at, I would say, genocide against the Palestinians. But what do I know? A Florida congressman filed formal articles of impeachment against Biden on Friday for threatening to withhold aid and ammunition from Israel if the country's military leaders pursued a full-scale invasion of Rafah. Again, this isn't going to work. He's not getting impeached. Like, this will work as much as it was going to work on Trump. It's not going to work. In the long-shot impeachment bid that the White House called ridiculous, Representative Corey Mills, a first-term Republican, is accused. And also, this guy is just trying to make a name for himself, let's be honest. Is accusing Biden of abusing his power by threatening to hold up aid in order to pressure Israel into changing its battle plans. Yeah, I mean, pretty sure we do that all the time. It's not nothing new. And again, I do believe that's in his purview to negotiate. And he's like, look, I'm not going to hand you money to invade and attack a city. I don't see anything. Honestly, God damn it, I'm on Biden's side for once. President Biden abused the power of his office by soliciting a quid pro quo with Israel while leveraging vital military aid for policy changes. This is an egregious act not only compromises credibility of the United States, but also undermines the interests of our longstanding ally. Are they really an ally, though? I seem to think a lot of our we end up doing a lot more for Israel than they end up doing for us. Okay, Israel launched its invasion of Rafah this week to further its military campaign against Hamas, following the terrorist civilian massacre on October 7th. Israel quickly took control of the Rafah border crossing, border crossing separating Gaza from Egypt. Ooh. Now, again, I have to distinguish this as intelligent strategy by Israel's military leaders, because now they have cut off an escape route for their enemy, which they claim is Hamas. So this is an intelligent military move. Biden warned Israel during Wednesday interview on CNN that he would hold up certain funds of ammunition if Israel decided to carry out a full-scale invasion of Rafah. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu responded by promising to defeat Israel with or without U.S. support. Last week, the U.S. paused bomb shipments to Israel to express opposition to long-awaited Rafah offense. On Thursday, Israel's war cabinet voted to expand the scope of its Rafah operation. In late April, Biden signed a $95 billion bipartisan foreign aid package for U.S. allies, including $26 billion in aid to Israel and humanitarian aid in Gaza. Far-left Democrats have strongly opposed sending Israel military aid for its war against Hamas terrorists. After months of gridlock, Congress finally approved the foreign aid package last week, in the wake of an Iranian attack on Israel. The U.S. and other allies assisted Israel with its efforts to successfully defend itself from Iran's barrage of drones and rockets. What was I going to say? Yeah, what the hell? This whole crap is just ridiculous. Well, yeah. They didn't end up funding the border, but they funded aid to places we don't really. There's nothing we really get in return. Like, what do we receive in return from Israel? Honestly, the White House official dismissed Mills' long shot impeachment push and said the White House will ensure Israel receives the funding. It's ridiculous. Senior administration officials have already made multiple public statements about Rafah similar to the president's, including that we are also ensuring Israel gets every dollar appropriated in the supplement, a White House official told National Review. Look, odds are they're going to end up giving the money regardless. But also odds this whole impeachment article is not even going to get past like the ground floor at all. Trump failed to spend dollars appropriated by Congress, and he was legally required to spend. This is about a purchase made by a foreign government, and our decision was whether to deliver that purchase right now, which could enable an operation we publicly and privately objected to. Some conservatives have compared Biden's action to the first impeachment of President Trump over his threat to pause military aid to Ukraine unless they cooperated with efforts to investigate Hunter Biden's foreign business deals. At the time, Biden was competing in the Democratic presidential primary to run against Trump. House Republicans are investigating the extent of Biden's involvement in his son's foreign business deals as part of an ongoing impeachment inquiry against the president. The Hunter Biden testified earlier this year and repeatedly said that his father had no role in his foreign dealings, while admitting Biden met with some of his business partners. So he had some role. So there you go. Look, again, it's not going to go anywhere. This impeachment. It's really nothing. It's some chest pumping, and that's about it. There's nothing of real threat. I'm pretty sure it's within the presidential purview to do this. So it's dumb. And probably instigated by the Jewish lobby. Who knows? All right. So here we go. Let's check out what this shit has to say. Now, I got two originally. Now I have a third. And we're going to check out what these women have to say.
Okay, I have a question for men. Why don't you guys approach us in public? It's so frustrating. Like, I just went to Lowe's and I was walking around grabbing some supplies for my move, and I made eye contact with like 3 different guys. I was smiling. I was just like doing my thing, and nobody came up to me. They almost seemed like annoyed that I was looking at them. It's just such a weird world we're in. I guess everyone uses online dating apps, but if you guys would just like approach a girl, I'm telling you, 99% of women would love it. Like, all you have to say is like, oh, I love your shoes, or, do you need help with this, or literally anything. And you'll be able to tell right away if she's like vibing with you, or if she's into you, or if she's not interested and has a boyfriend. Like, she'll probably just like be a little bit more shy and walk away or something. Okay, I have a question.
This is coming from a woman who's never actually had to approach an individual, never had to engage an individual, never had to really like do anything that requires some effort when it becomes any, they didn't have, she's never had to actually do anything to actually get the opposite sex attention. Okay. She's like, oh, it's so simple. Just go and interact with them and talk to them and tell them, oh, you have nice shoes. You know what odds are more than likely the response I'm going to get? Okay, thanks, I guess. It's like the majority of the response you're going to get. You're not going to get any real, there's nothing. There's nothing you can really do. But again, this is coming from a very privileged individual who's never had to actually do anything to gain the opposite sex attention. So you think it's easy, boom, 1, 2, 3. But then if you actually put her in the shoes and tries to pick up a guy, she has no idea what she's doing either. But now she's trying to give you advice on how to approach women. Don't listen to her. You have no idea. I see that all the time when I watch like Fresh and Fit, and they have those women who's like, oh, it's easy to pick up girls. It's not. It's no problem. I could do it, no problem. And they put the shoe on the other foot and give those and have those chicks pick, act like men to pick up them while they're acting like women. And they give just standard responses women give men on a daily basis, and these women have no idea what to fucking do. Like, and the same thing would happen to this girl here. Like, you told her, I was like, all right, pick me up like you're a dude and I'm a girl. Pick me up. And you give the like just basic responses, and they're gonna be like, she's gonna be like, why are you so rude? Why can't you be nice? Like that, it's ridiculous. Don't listen to women on dating advice. They have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay, I am the problem.
Yeah. Don't look at women for dating advice. Look at men who are good with women for dating advice.
I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay? Like, what? And like, I
So with her. So let's get this straight, all right? Like, come on. This chick's fucking retarded. So let me get this straight, all right? He asked you want to come out to my place. You said yes, but I'm not going to sleep with you. No problem. Let's go and hang out, okay? Then go up and hang out. Then he respects your wishes, appreciates, and treats you like, I would, he treats you like an equal and respects your wishes. We're saying you don't want to have sex with him and doesn't give it any chance at all. And now you're insulting him, calling him gay for respecting your wishes. So here you go, guys. If you don't respect women's wishes, you're an asshole. You're a garbage human being. If you do respect women's wishes, you're gay. You just can't fucking win. So it's either like what is this? What is like this is the insanity of women. And it makes me think of that Bill Barr stand-up routine where she's like, he's criticizing women. He's like, oh, no means no. No, it doesn't. No doesn't mean no. It depends on how the no is. There's no, which actually does mean no. And then there's a no, stop, where you're saying no, but you actually want me to keep going, and you're going to be upset if I don't keep going. So, like, but look at this insanity. She's like, are you gay? How dare you not make a move on me? Even though I told you to respect my to that I wasn't going to sleep with you, and I'm hoping you would respect my wishes. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
I just wanted him to like try, and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you want him to try, then you could have been like, no. What she's really saying is, I wanted you to try so I wouldn't feel like a fucking slut because I really wanted to bang you. Like, that's what she's saying. Like, dude, it's like, dude, I'm so hot and horny for you. I wanted you to make a move on me, and I wanted to say no, and then I wanted you to continue to push me just a little bit. So then later, when I'm when I'm bent over the table and getting fucked by you, I can not think to myself, I'm a dirty fucking slut. That's what she's saying. It's the woman she's trying to fucking say. Like, this is insanity. Like, and what's funny is you have these women, and this is the same time of bitch that would go on like whatever and Fresh and Fit and get all upset that men don't respect women's wishes or anything like that. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it's ridiculous. They're the same type of women.
I wasn't gonna sleep with him.
No. You definitely would have. If he tried and you went no, and he kept trying and just pushed it just a little bit, you would have been on your knees and gagging. All right. So like, don't even try. Like, I wasn't even gonna sleep with him regardless. Then if you weren't gonna sleep with him regardless, why should he waste his time by trying to make a move if it was gonna be futile? Seems like a waste of time. And that might turn you off, that he doesn't respect your wishes, that when he asks you out for another date, you're not going to give it to him because he's rude. But you're probably not going to give it to him now because he still didn't try. So you just can't win as a guy.
I feel ugly.
Your soul is pretty ugly, lady.
This is what. Oh my God. Okay,
Like, the funny thing is here is she realized her own stupidity. She's realizing, like, like while she's saying this, she's like, I'm realizing I'm fucking dumb. This is why women shouldn't be leaders. This is why she makes no sense. She wants him to like do all these things and then realizes like, oh man. Hold on, I'm gonna retweet this. All right, sorry, I had to retweet that. My gosh, but like, look at that. Even she understands like what she's saying right now is pure and utter lunacy. Like she's like, I'm stupid. Even she is. She's getting frustrated by her own stupidity, and it's kind of hilarious to watch and live. She's like, I'm so dumb, and I've made this TikTok, and I'm still fucking dumb. Oh man. Dear Lord. All right. Now we got one more, and then we should be moving on to Fani. All right. Chivalry is dead.
I'm standing on the train and look at all these men. What happened to giving up your seat for women? No man offered me a seat. Excuse me, are you going to get up?
What?
Are you going to get up?
Are you pregnant?
No.
Are you for equality?
Yes.
And fuck off.
I'm standing on the train. And
I love that. I was actually going to say the same thing. This is the same type of bitch who's all for equality, but when she wants a seat on the fucking on the train or the Titanic's going on, now she wants a man to be chivalrous and save her and or give up his spot. Fuck you. Ugh, this is fucking crazy. Oh, it makes me fucking laugh though. God damn. Women make no sense. That's why they shouldn't be leaders. All right. So, like I said, Georgia Court of Appeals on Wednesday agreed to review a decision by the Fulton County Superior Court judge who declined to disqualify District Attorney Fani Willis and her office from the 2020 election case against former President Donald Trump because of a personal relationship between Willis, the relationship Willis had with a prosecutor, not a prosecutor, the special prosecutor. Steve Sadow, Trump's lawyer, what the hell, woman? Trump's lawyer in Fulton County case said on social media, the court granted Trump's appeal of Judge Scott McFeeney's decision to allow Willis to continue leading the prosecution. McFeeney ruling, though, required Nathan Wade, then a special prosecutor who was romantically involved with Willis, to withdraw from the case. Wade resigned in the wake of McFeeney's decision. His decision also didn't make any sense. I don't remember what it was entirely. Like, obviously, it was basically, you guys did wrong, but to reconcile, one of you would have to resign, which didn't make sense when it's like, you guys did wrong. You both should resign. That's what I would think, but I don't know. The Georgia Court of Appeals issued a brief order granting Trump's request that it take up his appeal. It's unclear when arguments will be held. Trump looks forward to presenting interlocutory arguments to the Court of Appeals as why the case should be dismissed, and Fulton County DA Willis should be disqualified for her misconduct and his unjustified, unwarranted political persecution, Sadow said in a statement. The District Attorney's Office declined to comment. So there we go. I'm not going to get into all this. That like I've covered this extensively, so I'm not going to continue going over it. Yeah, so that's fucking insane. That Like great. Like it was kind of obvious this was gonna happen. Like it was obvious this was gonna happen. Because of course, like it doesn't make any sense that oh well, we're going to kick you out because you did bad, you did wrong. Okay, good sir, you did wrong, good sir. But then all of a sudden, it's only one person getting punished when they both did the same thing, so they both should be punished, right? So, I mean, what can you do though? All right. So it also looks like now we're just going into the brief other stuff. I'm not going to bring it up because it's not that big a deal. But Miss Universe files for bankruptcy after accepting transgender contestants. Fucking hilarious. Like, yes, it's Miss Universe, and then you bring transgender contestants. They're like, no. Like I don't understand like this desire for like to be inclusive, and all it does is just end up ruining women's spaces. And honestly, I used to be really like, I'd like to fight and try and argue against this. Now I really don't care, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let them in spaces. Let them destroy. Let transgender men destroy women's spaces like women have destroyed men's spaces. Let's just do that. Fuck it. All right, reap what you sow. I'm tired of this shit. I'm not fighting for you anymore. For your dumb decisions. Idiots. All right. So apparently New York is blocking white-owned businesses from bidding on the $2.3 billion renovations of JFK Airport. Seems kind of racist, don't you think?
What we didn't want to happen is to go back to the community, and Jim, you know this, and people look at us and say, well, what did you do? No one on that project looks like us. No one in that project represents us.
Guess what? I would say that when it comes to renovations of JFK and airport, I doubt their real care was for sorry. I doubt anyone's like care about it at all will be, you know what? I'm really upset that someone's didn't look like me and built the airport. I think what their main concern is anything gonna like break or fall on me while I'm at this fucking airport. I think that's what they really care more about than do they look like me.
We did not want to have those conversations, and that's why those tireless meetings that took place on Zoom, it was Microsoft WebEx or whatever it was, and it wasn't working, and your bandwidth, and you had to turn off the camera or turn off the mic. As annoying as it was, we knew it was for us, by us, to make sure that this community that we represent looks like us. So I just want to say what we didn't want.
Like, this makes no sense. Like, I'm so upset. I'm just so upset that, black people aren't getting the fair shake or some shit like that. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care if you're the black, white, purple. I want the best person to do it. I want the person that'll do it the best and will not cost me as a taxpayer the most. Okay? Okay, I want the person to do the best job for the least amount. That's kind of what bids are about. So I want it. Black people, like, we can't have any white-owned businesses. Okay, you know what's really gonna happen? Because guess what? Here's something that's really funny. Like, I hope New York keeps doing this, because what you're gonna see is slowly but surely you're gonna see white-owned businesses, which is gonna be the majority, leaving that state and going somewhere else, and they're gonna end up losing, like, declining in everything. You're gonna end up declining. Like, stores aren't gonna be around that much. Like, there's not gonna be enough stores for everyone. It's gonna be crowded. The state's gonna go to shit. You ostracize people, and people with a decent amount of money, what they're gonna do is leave, and the majority are gonna be white. Like these majority are white-owned businesses, and so they're going to leave. If you're gonna block them from bidding on a $2.3 billion renovation project, they're gonna leave, and they're like, all right, well, New York's not gonna let me because I'm white. Fuck it, I'm leaving. So I do love this reverse racism all these fucking people keep doing and thinking it's not gonna come back and bite them. All you're really doing when you do something like that is eventually what's going to happen is the other side's going to go back in power. They're going to remember you did this shit. And guess what? They're going to do the same fucking thing to you. So dumb. All right. So after being falsely accused of rape by a classmate, Juanette Gibbons, Brian Banks spent close to 6 years in prison. In 2012, his conviction was overturned when the accuser confessed that she had fabricated the entire story. Let's listen.
The people's motion to dismiss this case.
26-year-old Brian Banks needed a moment for the news to sink in. The rape conviction that he lived with for 10 years was overturned by a judge in a matter of minutes. Clasping his hands and shaking with emotion, tears streamed down his face, and he left the courtroom for what he hopes will be the last time.
What really should be happening is not only does woman, Juanette Gibson, need to be facing prison herself for the amount of time she took from this man, he needs to be able to file a lawsuit and sue her. Sue her and sue the state for wrongful conviction, because apparently that's what it was. They didn't do enough to find out, oh, this bitch is lying. And this is the problem with the Me Too era. This is the biggest problem, is they ended up doing more harm than good. Now, no one believes anything these bitches are saying. We don't believe you. Sorry. Not sorry, but we don't believe you. You're a liar. Fuck off. Okay? That's what ends up fucking happening. But, we just feel the need to, oh, we got to protect these women. We got to protect these women. We got to protect them. No, fuck you. Go away. You mean nothing to us. I used to be a believer where I'd be like, if a woman says that something happened, I think we should believe them. But that's all gone now. After the Me Too and all this fucking bullshit of false allegations. What happened to Mattress Girl? Nothing. And men aren't going to be taking these, any of these allegations seriously until you actually start having some repercussions against false allegations. That's why whenever someone hey, X happened to me, I ask them, did you file a police report? Most of the time it's no. And then I get called the asshole because how dare you? How dare you? That's what always happens. It's ridiculous. All right. All right. So we got one more thing, and then we're going to call it a day.
Not to be overly dramatic or anything, can we just start stabbing transphobes at this point? We have such a...
You know what? You can absolutely stab me as a transphobe as long as you're okay with me emptying my gun into your face. So I guess more accurately, you can attempt to stab me, but you're going to have to be okay with dying. What is this? You're asking violence because someone doesn't. And first off, no, there's no such thing as transphobia. No one's afraid of trans people. Okay, they just don't agree with your worldview.
Big problem of transphobic people being fucking idiots and not getting their shit.
It seems like you're more likely the idiot one, as you're asking to stab people for expressing their opinion.
Kicked in. Can we just start kicking their shit in?
And let's be honest, you're not the type of person that's gonna kick anyone's shit in. All right, you're gonna go at them, and then they're gonna just stomp you repeatedly, and then what's gonna happen is you're going to attack them, and they're gonna happening, and then they're going to kick your fucking ass, and then you're gonna come back and say it's because I'm transgender, and then trying to ruin the reputation because he won and you lost.
It would be so much easier for everyone. The entire world would be so much better if we could just stab a transphobe. Say something transphobic, you get stabbed. The world would be beautiful.
No. Like, this is ridiculous. The world would not be beautiful if you stab people, because all that's going to happen, like, is you're not going to be able to legally stab someone. So all that's going to happen is you're going to try to stab someone, and they're going to kick your ass because you're a weak little bitch. And we know you're a weak little bitch because instead of, being a man and manning up and dealing with being a man, you're trying to run and hide and become a chick. It's not going to work. Oh, man, that's fucking hilarious. So, yeah, that guy apparently wants to stab transphobes for whatever reason. What a fucking idiot. All right, so that's the end of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We went over some things. We talked about various things. Turns out that there's a lot of interesting things going in the world. So I'm going to go and do my video for day 17, I believe it is, for the Trump trial. So it can be posted and everyone can go and see it. I may plan to be playing some video games later. So make sure that you check out, or make sure you follow me on X so you can see when I'm going live. Sorry. All right. So yeah, so check that out. I hope you all have a good day. Peace out, and I hope I will see you later. And hold on, one more thing. Yeah. See you later. Peace.